everybody. How are you? I haven't recorded in a little while. Christmas came and went, and I don't even think I was in the room, but it is what it is. Um, I'm actually going to record more. I just had a few setbacks. We lost our pastor, and as you know, he had retired and given me the church. And then last week, my daughter and my granddaughter were in a car accident. Both are all right. My granddaughter broke her foot, and my daughter broke her leg, so I've been dealing with that. But through it all, everything happens. Um, just kind of, I don't know. I was talking to some of my stroke people, and we were talking about just what we wanted to do and what we wanted to see happen. And I'm really right now kind of thinking about the election right now, and a lot of people are saying, people with some credibility too, that Obama's going to cancel the election, and Newt Gingrich is crazy, and Ron Paul is. I don't even know who I want to vote for at this point. Um, Seems almost crazy to me, but I really am not happy with anybody at this point. I like Mitt Romney a little bit, maybe because I was from Massachusetts and I heard that I had left Massachusetts at the time that he was governor, and they said he was pretty good, so we'll see. But I think what's going to happen, and I think what should happen, and very well we better believe that it should happen, is because there are no jobs and stuff like that. We're going to have to create our own jobs, our own businesses, our own spins. And actually, I've got a business, uh, well, small one. I mean, but I've had it for a while. Nature's Sunshine is herbs and things like that, because a lot of people are losing their health care, so they're turning to herbs and vitamins and all that. And since I've been studying herbs since I was a kid, I'm an herbalist, and I think that that might be the way to go. Because for $40 you can join, but you get $40 worth of herbs, and you get an education in and of itself. I didn't actually get my education from Nature Sunshine, but I've taken a lot of their courses, and they're credible courses. You get a certificate and everything like that. You get a lot of things with it. So there might be something that you might want to look into. And other things too. Other people are just, we're going to have to go back to what the old folks used to call in the song the old landmark. And we're going to have to go back to ways, our old ways, because obviously the government really isn't thinking about us, okay? And I don't know. I mean, I think it's terrible, what's going on. I mean, people are losing their homes, people are losing their jobs, or they've got to work three part-time jobs now just to make ends meet, and it's a struggle for everybody at this point. And I like I said, I've been talking to a lot of my friends and stuff like that, and it is really outlandish, some of the things that are happening. And I think everybody's going to have to get a business. Everybody's going to have to support the small businesses and support the people that have small businesses, and really make it their business to do what it is they have to do. Um, and my two things that I think about all the time are, number one, you know, the elderly and those people that are sick, that have had strokes or other brain injuries. I mean, any kind of illness is really a challenge on you, and so I'm starting to raise money for them, but also the veterans, okay? Because there are older veterans, and then those veterans now coming back from Iraq, and they're having post-traumatic stress disorder and all of that, and we're going to have to try to support them as best we can, because nobody else, excuse me, seems to want to. And typical of many things, we're going to have to stick together in this. Right now, it's not a black issue or a white issue. okay, or any kind of a color issue. It's an issue of what I call green, and that is that, the dollar. And so we're going to have to, whatever kind of yard we have, we're going to have to grow our vegetables. We're going to have to really be really savvy for the next at least 2 years, depending upon who gets into the government. Because this whole government thing, I mean, it's like the Mickey Mouse Club. They're all fighting each other, and they're not at all thinking about the American public. Not at all. They're not doing anything. They're not saying anything. They're just being whatever. And, I mean, they're getting on my nerves at this point because, um, be that as it may, you know, um, we're the ones sitting at home trying to make ends meet. And it's unfortunate. It really, really is. But with the one I really feel sorry for are the kids and what's happening with them and what it's doing to them. Because, I mean, you can't do anything anymore with just a high school education. So you've got to get a job or some training or college and stuff like that. And they're almost making college non-affordable for a lot of kids, and it's just not right. So I'm going to be on at least 2 or 3 times a week, and I'm going to be talking about ways that we can make money, especially, like I said, and I'll come on with more information about the nature sunshine. If you're interested, I'll leave you my email and everything, and my web address and all of that, and you can go on and see what we have and you know do it from there. But we've got to try to be healthy, and we've got to try to be well, and we got, what, if we all join hands and stick together and not buck the system, but make our own system, so to speak, by starting all over again from scratch and really building businesses and whatever, we can make it. It came to me the other day that, while everybody was getting business with, doing business and working for Chrysler and making big money and all of that, my mother once said to me many, many years ago, as I was beginning to progress from high school, and going to college, she said, make sure that you have an education that nobody can take away from you. And make sure that you don't go into any of the big businesses. And I wondered why. So I asked her, and she said, because I may not live to see it. She said, and you may. She said, but by the time you're 50 or 60 years old, they'll probably either going overseas or they'll be non-existent. They will have made their money and ran. Okay? And a lot of people depended on them. You know what I mean? And it's risky, as you see, because a lot of those businesses are either downsized or they've made their money and ran. I mean, they completely left Delaware, you know. And I think the other one, I want to say GMC, I think it is. Okay, they're partially here, but the Chrysler completely left Delaware. Okay, and left a lot of people just hanging. So people that were making, oh, 20, 30, 40, 50 to $60 an hour are barely getting by. The other thing is, okay, that should you be making that kind of money still, I would say invested in um, credit unions, okay, and try to save a little bit more money and try to cut back, see where you can cut back on certain things, okay, and be mindful of shopping with coupons and all of that, because it's not gonna get any better. Not for a while. I don't see it. Okay, and so we've got to depend solely on each other for lots of things. Years ago, when somebody borrowed a cup of sugar, they borrowed a cup of sugar. Well, we're going to go back to borrowing and bartering and all that again. Okay, and at some point, I even feel like the greenback dollar is not going to be worth a dime. Okay, No, I can't tell you where to buy gold at because I don't know anything about gold. Some of the gold that I had, I sold. I have never been a well, I don't want to say I didn't wear jewelry because I did wear earrings and stuff like that, but I never bought like expensive earrings or anything like that. I've never had the cause to buy an expensive jewelry, and I wonder why. But I just wasn't one of those kind of girls where you could buy me, or I would buy like expensive earrings and then talk about how much I paid for them or anything like that. That never even occurred to me. I'm kind of sorry about that because I got good money for the gold and the silver that I had, but I'm telling you, it's a jungle out there. It really is. Okay, used to be a song. I don't remember who. I don't even know whose song it was. It was a. Isn't that awful? I forgot whose song it was, but it was somebody's theme song. But we've got to stick together. You know, it's no longer a black issue. It's no longer a white issue. It's no longer. It's just an issue. And there's unrest across the nation. Even like I was reading in Nigeria and Lebanon, Lebanon, Liberia rather, and all those places some places you never even heard of are now talking about. They're throwing out the leaders, okay, because they're not doing the poor people any good. You know, they're rich, but the poor get poorer. And I know that the Bible says the poor will always be among us. That's really, really true. But this is outrageous. And something needs to be done about it. And across the board, I see us working together. Okay, I see us becoming politically correct. Okay, politically savvy. Okay, and I think that your vote counts. Now, I really don't know who I'm going to vote for the presidency election. I really don't. But you know, be that as it may. And it's not like I don't like Obama. I do like him. I think as a person, I don't know him. I know Joe Biden a little bit. I know what he's done for Delaware, and he's always been a good man. And of course, Jill and I, we taught at Del Tech together, and she was a colleague of mine. But I don't know Obama as a man. Of course, I don't know what he thinks. I know he's smart, he's articulate, he speaks quite well and eloquently. But speaking eloquently and acting out on what you're speaking, not gonna make it. I want to see things happen. And I want to see I'm of the people, by the people, and for the people. Okay? And maybe that's just the God in me. I don't know. Okay? But I've always said to be fair with the people. And our housing market is kaplooey. Our jobs are kaplooey. Okay, and it seems like nobody really gives a rat's fanning. Okay, and especially those people who are sick and infirmed and shut in. You know, um, they're not at all getting what they should be getting, and now they're trying to do away with things like Social Security and Medicaid. It's not like I didn't work. See, I'm gonna tell you what I really think. Okay, I believe that I'm going to be 64 this year, so next year I'll be 65 if I live. And I believe that when a person turns 65 and they've worked hard and they've put in their time 20, 30 years, okay, that they should be rewarded by the federal government. And they should get discounts on everything, including their taxes. I know we get partial discount on our water bill, but I don't believe that they really should pay school taxes or any of those kind of things because they don't have any kids. Really, if and truly, I think that they shouldn't pay taxes because they've paid all their taxes. I believe that the money, the Social Security, is what they have for when they work. So why should it be taken away from them? I believe that they shouldn't pay for medical. Okay, I think that everything that they did, that they should be rewarded for after. That's call it a pie, a pie, apple pie theory, but it's just my theory. Because in other countries they do, okay? I believe that their medicine and everything should be paid for them, that they should be checked on, especially those people that are old and infirmed and don't have anybody, or their kids are a million miles away. Don't get me started on that one. I don't even know. I don't even want to start on that one. That's another show for another time. But, I believe that they should be compensated for doing a job, and a job well done, so to speak. But, I mean, I don't see it as a threat to the United States. I see it as more people will want to go to work. More people will, I think, have the idea that if I do this for 20 or 30 years, I'll get compensated in the end. Okay, I won't have to be afraid to step out of my comfort zone. I won't have to be afraid to um, go to the store and buy something because I need it. You know, I believe that they could get discounts, a certain percentage off groceries and everything. I just don't see it as what it is. Okay, and it seems like us, the baby boomers, pay more taxes than the rich people. The other thought I might add is that I don't really care whether the rich people are taxed or not taxed. Okay, or they have loopholes or whatever, but I just think that they made their money, they put their time in as well. All right? So whatever Mitt Romney paid in taxes, that's his business. He made that money. He didn't steal it. Okay? But I believe that that, mm, we should be treated a little bit differently. Now, in terms of welfare, I believe that those people who really need welfare or disability should get it. And those people that are on welfare that have 4 or 5 kids, I mean, because I'm going to be honest, I was on welfare for a little while, but I went back to school. I did what I had to do to get off. I mean, welfare should help you get to where you're going to go. But we have generations of welfare. I think I was the first person in my family to be on welfare. And my mother actually wasn't too happy about it, but I was only on for 2 years. I think two, maybe 2.5 years. But I don't think that it's bad. I don't think that Medicaid is bad. But I think that some people are using the system, and that needs to be investigated and stopped. Okay? For disability or whatever, I think that those people who are disabled, it's a funny thing about it because I'm considered partially disabled because of the stroke, but I'm listening, I belong to a bunch of stroke groups, and what I hear is that a lot of them are not able to get their disability unless they hire a lawyer. And that's crazy. Yet there's other people out here that are getting disability and they're young and everything like that and can work, okay, or whatever. And maybe they should be getting some disability. I'm not saying that, but some people are getting disability and they're using the system. And it's not, a system that can be, the system has to change, in other words. We really have to work hard to try to change the system. But, having said all of that, I'm not mad. I'm just disgusted with the whole thing, you know. And like I said, I don't even know who I'm going to vote for. So if anybody has any ideas, write me or something. Tell me something, because tell me what you think. I've read about them. I've heard them speak, all of them, and I'm like, you know, what can we do? Well, anyway, that's my show for tonight. And if you have any questions or anything like that, call, write me. Tell me. And we'll over the kitchen table. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Over the kitchen table. So we'll have a little bit of cooking. I'm making behind you. I'm making soup. I had roasted chicken because my daughter broke her leg, so I'm trying to find things to cook that everybody can eat. So I've got some soup and I make a salad and all that. But that's what I'm going to call it. Over the kitchen table. We're going to discuss things. Okay. Make it known that this is real. We're in for the fight of our life. Okay. And to survive, okay, it's going to be crucial that we start talking about business. So having said that, good night everybody, God bless, and I'll see you during the week. Good night, I think.